Not very often does the pre-show match want me to be put to sleep. For the last few whiles, when it comes to the WWE pre-show, they put a match on there. They get some television time that might not be pay-per-view worthy, but it makes me want to turn on the WWE Network 30 minutes early to sit through that god awful boring pre-show. The WWE has been trying for months, and probably over a year, I guess you can say, since the WWE Network launched, to try and get that pre-show right, to make it must-see television before you watch Monday Night Raw, before you watch the pay-per-views, before you watch the NXT specials. But they just keep putting the same stuff up over and over and over again, or showing you what happened on Monday Night Raw last week. Let's face it, if you're going to watch the pre-show match, or you're going to watch the pre-show coverage before a pay-per-view, before Monday Night Raw, you watched Monday Night Raw last week. There's nobody who's the casual fan saying, hey, I know the pay-per-view starts at 5, but I'm going to turn my TV on at 4 to 4:30, and I'm going to watch these guys talk about what's going on in WWE. If you're a casual fan, you just want to see the matches. You don't really care about all the talk that builds up to it. You don't really care what Corey Graves' his prediction on what's going to happen. But we've seen these guys wrestle 1,000 times, at least in the last few months since the King of the Ring tournament, the WWE Network special. They used a little bit of Monday Night Raw, and they did an overrun the next night to crown your first WWE King since, I believe, 2010 when Sheamus won. Wade Barrett was able to coast through the tournament. He did have a little bit of help between Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus, getting each other disqualified during their matches, building up to their pay-per-view match that was going down. But for some reason, the WWE has been hung on this semifinal match between Wade Barrett and R-Truth. In this match, Wade Barrett was able to get the better of R-Truth, and he was able to go on and win the King. But once he became King, it was R-Truth who basically was challenging Wade Barrett, saying that he was a better wrestler than him, that he could beat him. And the story was set for them to have a match on the pre-show, leading in to Money in the Bank. And at Money in the Bank, R-Truth beat your newly crowned King of the Ring right there on the pre-show. Good God, I remember when the King of the Ring honestly really used to mean something. They were pushing you towards a championship. Hell, even Maven went out. Not Maven, I apologize. Mabel from Men on a Mission. Even him, he was able to win the King of the Ring, and he was able to go on and have a main event match at SummerSlam against Diesel. Billy Gunn looked at it as if he was one of the worst King of the Rings. I believe it was 1999. Would go on and have a match at SummerSlam against The Rock. Wade Barrett was put in the pre-show match 2 weeks later against R-Truth. R-Truth was able to beat him. He was able to crown himself as the new king of the WWE, calling himself King What's Up. He made his own crown and his own robe. He made a scepter, which was basically a plunger. And he started, tromping around WWE, basically saying that he was the king. And since then, we've seen R-Truth and we've seen Wade Barrett, send wins back and forth, showing that there is no real king. But they promised us that at the pre-show for Battleground, this is going to be the one to settle the score. Whoever wins this is going to be the true king. I honestly believe that Wade Barrett is going to win this, because I believe in Wade Barrett, and I think that he is a damn good wrestler, and I think that WWE needs to get behind him sooner than later. But I do believe that King What's Up will live on after this. And what that means for Wade Barrett if he goes back to being bad news, I don't really know. But honestly, my prediction is that R-Truth picks up the victory in the pre-show, beating King Barrett to become King What's Up full-time for WWE.